Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura. I'm a fashion designer and natural dyer. In this channel, I show you how to dye using different botanical colors. If you want to know more, please remember to subscribe so you don't lose any content. Spring has finally arrived here in England, so it's the perfect time to start your natural dye garden. In this video, I'm going to show you how I did my own natural dye garden. The first thing you need to do to start your natural dye garden is to plan which flowers or which plant do you want in your garden. At the beginning, I wanted to plant every single plant in the universe, but I decided to keep it simple in order to be more successful. This year, I'm going to plant 2 flowers. I'm going to plant Marigold in 2 different varieties, French Marigold and African Marigold, just to see the difference in color. And I'm also going to plant Coreopsis. This is known as early sunrise. So remember to read all the instructions in the plant. Do you need to sow indoors or outdoors? For both of my plants, I need to sow indoors. So to sow, you have different options. You can have your seed growth, something like this. You can buy it in every garden or nursery. Or you can also sow in this type of pots. But you can also use things that you already have at home. For example, this plastic basket that we bought at the supermarket with all the mushrooms. Or for example, you can use a cupcake container that we create a small greenhouse for your plants. And recently, my boyfriend started to sow plants outdoor using plastic container like this one. So let's start to plant our flowers. I'm going to use the seed grower. And I'm going to use 50% of compost and 50% of sand. Here I'm planting marigolds. So marigolds really need a compost that is not very nutritious. In this way, it's going to create more flowers instead of just creating leaves. When you're putting the potting mix inside the seed grower, check that there are not stones or pieces of compost, because we want that the seed has a very smooth surface to grow. If you want, you can use gardening gloves to protect your fingers. I really prefer to feel the earth in my hand. Here I'm checking for any cluster on compost. So here I'm going to plant the marigold. When opening the package, try to be very careful not to cut the seeds in half. Here are the seeds. They look like small sticks. One part is white and the other part is black. I'm going to put 2 seeds each of the seed container. Try not to put the seeds very close, because when they start to grow, they will start to compete for the nutrients. Cover the seeds with a light layer of compost. Once you have covered the seeds with the compost, take a flat object like this tab and compress the compost. In this way, the seeds will be in contact with the compost and it will increase the chances of growing. Then water the seeds and continue to water them every day. So here we have the French marigold And now I'm going to plant the African marigold. I'm going to use the same mix that I used before. And I'm going to fill all the pots with this mix. Just as before, always checking that there are no stones or cluster of compost. Here are the seeds of the African marigold. I'm going to do the same procedure as I did before, putting 2 seeds in each pot. Once you have put all the seeds, cover with a light layer of compost. And compact everything with a plastic tap, as I'm doing here. Then water, and continue to water them every day. If you want to use the plastic container from the supermarket, you first have to open some draining holes. So I'm going to use nails, and I'm just going to push them to open the holes. Please be very careful when you're doing this procedure. Then here I'm going to add compost, just regular compost, not a mix. But I'm also going to check for any stones or cluster of compost. Once I have filled all the containers, I'm going to open my seeds. Here I'm planting Coreopsis. I'm going to put them on the container, leaving 1 centimeter of distance between them. Then I'm going to cover with a thin layer of compost. And I'm going to compact everything with a plastic tap. Then I'm going to water. And if you want, you can put another container like this to create a small greenhouse. Then I'm going to label all my pots to remember which plant is which. Some of them I'm going to put them in my greenhouse outside. And the others inside on the windowsill. On my greenhouse, I'm going to put one of the Coreopsis, the Marigold, and also some of the French marigolds. If you don't have a greenhouse, you can use a transparent plastic container to create a small greenhouse like this one. As I said before, the other plants, I'm going to put them on the windowsill. Then all we have to do is wait for them to grow. Two weeks after planting all my seeds, there was a big hailstorm here in Somerset. So I decided to take some of the plants that were outside in the greenhouse and put them inside. So here are my plants after 1 month. These are the African marigolds. They grow really tall. They were outside for the first 2 weeks, but after the hailstorm I decided to put them inside in the windowsill. Here are the Coreopsis. They grow more slowly than the marigold. And here are the French marigold, but they stay outside during the whole month. You can see the difference in growth. So I'm going to take the big marigolds and I'm going to put them in another pot so that they can have more space to grow and to produce flowers. I'm using the same potting mix with 50% compost and 50% sand. As I said before, this will push the plant to create more flowers instead of creating more leaves. I'm going to carefully remove the plants from the small pot. Separate them very carefully. As you can see, they already create a lot of roots and they were competing for the nutrients. I'm going to plant them, covering it with compost until the first knot. A knot is where leaves start to grow. I'm going to take other small pot and I'm going to do the same procedure as before. Pressure a little bit to secure the plant, but not too much because you can damage the roots. When I finish, I'm going to water them. And I'm going to leave them inside by the windowsill until they have recovered from the shock of the transplant. Once they have recovered from the transplant, I'm going to remove the top of the plant at a knot to force push grow. In this way, the plant is going to give you flowers in the less amount of time. And now we have to wait again to give time to the plants to develop flowers and also to the Coreopsis to grow. After some weeks, we will have a plant like this one, full of marigold flowers. But I'm going to show you this in the part 2 of this video. I hope this video inspired you to start your own natural dye garden. If it did, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to help me grow. See you in the next video. Bye!